giant plane didn't fly. Yeah, we find out. Him home hide out. He's doing that. Buys out. Like that means the match. I make it happen. Get it back.
What's cracking, everybody? What's cracking? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the weekly recap. This is us having fun. There we go. So let's get straight to it. We don't want to have you guys waiting too long. It's already 2:49 in the afternoon on Monday, July 15th. We're recapping last week. We're going to talk about what we talk about. Whatever we missed, we apologize. Let's get straight to it. Swifty Blue disses everybody. What do you think about that, Gun?
He went hard in the paint.
Yes, he did.
So, yeah, I think we both did videos on it. I think, Swifty, he ain't taking no shit no more. He came out swinging the best way he knew how to, and that was lyrically. Mm-hmm. And I feel that's his lane. I mean, I'm not a proponent for pushing violence or pushing slander or talking shit. But at the end of the day, he did what he does best, which is put it on wax, rap about it, right? Mm-hmm. There was a few things in his message that he touched on that I felt could better be left unsaid, especially when it was about King Little G's family and a couple allegations he made on other guys. But at the end of the day, man, there's no denying it. It's in the top 5 of the disses this year. I guarantee that.
Absolutely. This year, Kendrick's got the top spot.
But
Swifty did that. I tripped out. On one part, there's a line in there where he says, "This ain't a diss. This is a letter to my ops." And I think that his ops should take advantage of what Swifty did for them and get back on a record and really spit fire and create a buzz. It could create a buzz and a bag for everybody. This is the thing. Like, fuck all that. Okay, look. So boom, Swifty did that. He shot at you guys. Now get in the booth and shoot. Don't go don't go to No Jumper. Don't go to none of these other things and talk about it. You are a rapper. You got called out in your area of business, your arena. Let it go. Make it happen. That's what I want to see.
Right? Don't talk about it. Rap about it.
Rap about it, man. This dude ate some people up. And
100%.
I feel like there's a bag and it could turn into something great for all of you guys. So that's my 2 cents on that. I think the next one we should do is Cholo Juan. Cholo Juan this week has made his rounds. He was on No Pumper. Where's the fucking bull at? I don't like No Jumper. But he was on No Jumper, and then he was on Haters World, and he's been kicking out content. What do you think about that?
Consistency. He's being consistent. He's doing what a lot of other people have not done. He's putting a recipe down, not for disaster, but a recipe. This is the way you do it. And as a content creator in YouTube, especially, YouTube, this platform, you stay consistent. You get your foot on their neck and you press, right? You stay pedal to the metal. And he's doing that. And he's doing it with class. And that's something that a lot of people haven't done.
Respectful,
respectful. He was able to go on No Jumper and miss the darts that were being thrown at him. The questioning that was meant to instigate, like Adam does. And he gained a lot of respect and opened the eyes of a lot of people who necessarily didn't know him or didn't care for him. I think just being a respectful person, he gained a lot more love from people. He did it the right way. And pushing out content, I mean, that's what you do if you want to be noticed, especially when your name's buzzing. This is probably the only person that I've seen ever, period, on No Jumper, get on there and use that platform to create his own buzz. Do you see what I'm saying? didn't use the buzz of no jumper, but got on there and introduced himself to the world. And now he's starting to pick up a little momentum, man. I respect it.
Kind of piggybacking off of what you said, I want to say this. Gunner and I, we're kind of successful, right? We're kind of successful on YouTube. In our genre, we're pretty successful. And I have 3 channels now. This is my 5th video today. How many did you put out on your 2 channels?
I've done 4 videos in the bank now. I got 3 videos out, one that I'm going to drop here after we're done doing this.
And I'm bringing this up for Cholo Juan and for anyone else. This is what it takes. You know, for the channels that want to put out 1 video a week, like, you're going to get the returns. So I'm giving you some advice, because I'm giving Cholo Juan some advice, and anybody else that wants, it really is a grind. Even when you become successful, you do have to keep working at it. It doesn't just come natural. You have to put in the work. And I like that, you know, and I said it. I just released a reaction to Cholo Juan's video, while the one where he went on Haters World and the guy, you know, try to sabotage him. Hold on, people calling. Don't be calling me right now. He handled that respectfully, handled that well, and you know, and I said in that video, Cholo Juan at one point wasn't talking well of me, but I get it. And that's the thing. Gunner and I have had people shooting at us. We don't take it personal. We just, like, we keep it moving. We focus on what we're doing, right? But I see that, you know, like I said today, Cholo Juan was caught up in a very serious indictment at one point. Cholo Juan was, you know, involved in the whole street thing out here at one point. And now he's putting all his effort into trying to be a legitimate content creator, make money, take care of himself and his family through this. And anytime an ex-con is trying to get money and be a productive member of society, get clean money and be a productive member of society, I tip my hat to him, man.
Gotta respect it.
Yeah.
Respect it. But
so
since we're talking about Cholo Juan, let's talk about, for everyone that climbs a mountain and is going up, there's always going to be someone who tries to tear you down, right?
Oh yeah, that's the nation.
He went on to that Haters World podcast, and while he was sitting down having a conversation, and I know that from what I seen from the outside looking in, there was words between the two previously. They weren't seeing eye to eye, but he still, like a real one, pulled up and sat down to facilitate a conversation on a live, and maybe air their differences, their grievances, and whatever. And then someone called in. Someone called in and decided to go in on Cholo Juan on a live because he had a red rag on his lap. To which, when I did my video on it, I told everyone, man, this guy, it's not like he's doing it for clout or he's doing it for shock value. He's pretty consistent with it. He's always sported the color red. He's always done that. And that doesn't make him any less of a representative of the Southern raza than anyone else, because there's actually a lot of barrios in Southern California that sport the color red and other colors as well. So when this guy was coming at him, from what I seen, he was basically telling Cholo Juan, you're a disgrace by having that red rag on you. And I didn't see nothing disgraceful in it
either.
I seen, and I think Cholo Juan, you know, the guy was trying to get him a little bit out of his element, and even then he still handled it with class, you know, and just was like, whatever, homie, do what you got to do. Then that guy was threatening him and saying when he seen him, he was going to do whatever said he was going to do. Again, remember, law enforcement watch these videos. So that's basically letting everybody in the world know, hey, when I see this guy, I have some ill intentions. Telling on yourself, basically, and respects to the guy. I don't know who he is, but that's what it is. What'd you see in it?
Well, I talked about it in my video that I feel like this individual must be very young and must not have done time, and probably hasn't left his area. There are IE neighborhoods that their neighborhood color is red. He's an IE. That person's an IE. There are a lot of barrios there. Well, there are barrios in Los as well as Orange County. Their neighborhood colors are red. And if for this person to be that bothered by a complete stranger wearing a color, that's pretty weird. I've never ever seen a situation in Southern California where one dude from a barrio tells another dude from a barrio, hey, why are you wearing that red, homeboy? Like, what the fuck? Like, who's the wardrobe police in the gang world? Like, is that a thing now? There's actually like wardrobe police.
And there just might be. It's getting to that point where I think now, because of what's been going on lately with the northern and southern rivalry heating up on wax, because let's think about it. Nothing's actually happened. No one's got hurt. No one's gotten pushed, spit on, bit, ear chewed on. And we'll be talking about ears in a minute here with the next thing. But it shouldn't hurt feelings that much. Shouldn't arouse that much emotion. It should be, if you feel some type of way about this guy, don't even speak on it. Approach him when you see him and get off where you're mad at, or don't. But I thought that Cholo Juan, held himself accountable for what he does, didn't deny the fact that he's going to keep doing what he's going to do, and just pushed on, man. I think there was a little bit more behind the scenes to it, though.
There may have been.
I believe that, that conversation that phone call could have been cut off a little bit sooner out of respect for the guest. But again, it wasn't, and it is what it is, man. I'm not pointing no fingers or blaming no one. I'm just saying I myself, if I have someone on my podcast or someone on my channel and they're being disrespected, I'm going to cut the person off immediately out of respect for them.
We have a track record of that even in the comments.
Yeah.
People get in our comments, and it doesn't have to just be you're disrespecting us. If you're being disrespectful to the chat, you're out. Like,
yeah, there's no tolerance.
The people in our chat are our supporters, our subscribers. We don't have a channel without them. So I'll be damned if you're going to basically come into our pad and disrespect our guests. That's not going to happen. But anyways, let's get to the next topic is Donald Trump.
Let's hear the gunshots. It's
going to be, no, I didn't adjust it. Hold on. Where is the oh, hold on. It's over here.
Let's do it again. Donald Trump.
Hold on, big dog. I'm telling you, every time, I don't know why I have to adjust this thing. Hold on. Here we go. Hold on. Let's go. Say it again.
Donald Trump. I didn't hear it, but maybe they did. Okay.
He was chambering it? The vato takes a while. You see, that's why he missed the shot. Yeah.
Okay, let's get to it. I think this is the biggest topic in the world. Mm-hmm. It should be. It absolutely should be. In my lifetime, I've seen 3 assassination attempts. Okay, my lifetime. One of them being Ronald Reagan. Mm-hmm. And I think we all remember that one. A Republican president, right? Mm-hmm. The first one wasn't really an assassination attempt, but it was an assault attempt on Donald Trump when they threw their shoe at his face and did all that, try to rush the stage on him. That was a couple years ago. Mm-hmm. And then this is the big one, because this one, they literally try to take his head off. Mm-hmm. This one is deep, and it's being investigated as we speak. It's ongoing. It's going to continue to be ongoing, even well into his presidency when he becomes the president, which I believe will happen. What was this shit? How did this happen? How'd they allow it to happen?
I think the only way we get answers is if Donald Trump wins. I do think that, I'm going to keep it real, I don't think they're done trying. I think he's going to have to be very careful everywhere he goes and who's around him, because the people around him that were there to protect him, I think, looked the other way. Some of them, not all of them, but some of them were looking the other way. When you have people in the crowd there at the rally screaming, you can hear it. There's a lot of different footage from people with their cameras yelling. He's on the roof. There's a guy on the roof with a rifle, and no shots were taken to eliminate the threat. So unless Trump is elected president, I don't think we'll get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate and very mind-boggling that this, if you really look at it, let's look at it not from an analytical standpoint, but just from street-wise, we're on the streets. We know the streets. There's a fucking guy climbing up. He had to climb up with a gun on his back.
With a ladder.
Yes, he's climbing up onto the top of this roof. People are right there. They're 5 feet away. It's like looking up at my roof and someone's just right there. I'm like, hey, there's a motherfucker right there with the gun pointed at Donald Trump, right? People were freaking out, and this was happening way prior to the shots being fired. It's already been put out there that the Secret Service were aware of this shooter minutes prior to him shooting, that they were actually contacted or told by Donald Trump's personal security, hey, we're spotting something's up there. Something's going on. What's going on? Is he one of yours? What's up? Right? And still they said, hold the shot. Key in on him, but hold the shot. He was able to get off 8 rounds before ultimately they killed him, right? 8 rounds, bro. I know guns fire fast, but I don't see how one round was fired. A threat should be eliminated immediately.
You know, the United States want to be recognized as the best at everything they do, and that was a complete failure for the Secret Service. There's no living that down. Next to Kennedy, this is their worst embarrassment. What happened with Ronald Reagan was a crazy man that came out of the crowd and boom, boom, boom. To have somebody set up shop, put a ladder, climb the ladder, do whatever. I mean, he had time to build a gun. He could have took a 3D printer up there and built him a gun, and they were just going to wait until he was done and took a shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, this has to be probably even more of an embarrassment. No, it can't be more of an embarrassment than JFK, because JFK did lose his life. But the fact that he was able to do that and see the difference between then and now, we have the Zapruder camera of the assassination, but here we have a bunch. I mean, everybody has a camera in their hand now.
Everybody, it's different now.
And to have that many angles and hear that many people yelling like there's a guy on the damn roof, like, is somebody going to do something about it? To have as many people, what is it? I think 3 different people have came out so far and said, look, I went to the cops, I went to the Secret Service and told them, hey, there's a dude there, and they didn't want to go walk over and see it. It's just weird, man. It's not like, look, if you or I would have went in there with a gun, I think they would have domed us.
Oh yeah, immediately. It just,
I don't know.
It looks pre-planned. It looks like, okay, we're going to give them one shot and one shot only. Do your thing. And I've said it in all 3 of my videos that I've done about it, that they missed him by 2 millimeters. I say they because it was more than one shoot. It was the shooter and the people behind it. I don't care what anyone says. If he wouldn't have turned 2 millimeters, that's this right here. You can't even see it, right? That's that. He'd have been gone. You know, luck. What luck or what divine intervention? Like I said before, it had to be something. It wasn't his time. And I broke it down for a family member the other day. I was like, okay, we're going to talk about it like this. And every one of these guys might have had their flaws, but this is the way I see it. JFK was for the people. Gone. Martin Luther King Jr., civil rights for his people. Gone. Abraham Lincoln freed slavery for the people. Gone. Robert Kennedy was for the people. He's out of here. Donald Trump, for the people. They tried. Do you see the pattern there? It seems like everyone who's about trying to fight the injustices and that are for the people, they get rid of them. Who they is, that's questionable. But there was definitely a breakdown in communication and security there. And I mean, we have Secret Service agents coming forward saying that was a complete breakdown. I mean, see, with the JFK, like you said, Dubs, there's a Zapruder angle, whatever. I mean, this guy, Lee Harvey Oswald, allegedly the shooter, was way up there. This guy was fucking right there. There was more
sitting
in the park with the people.
There was more than one shot taken on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, with that one, one shot, the magic bullet. But
it curved.
yeah, it curved. But with this guy, he got 8 shots off, and everyone's seen him do it. I mean, there was people damn near up there filming him. It was amazing. And the story that's not getting spoke on the most, and I think we should touch on it, it was that other people lost their lives. Or there was at least one other guy, I think it was a firefighter. And another thing that we should key in on, Dubs, real quick, and I want your input on it too. Definitely. When this first happened, you called me. I was asleep 5 minutes after it happened. You were on it. Wake up, get up, right? The first thing that CNN and other big media reported was that Donald Trump tripped and fell.
Yeah. They were immediately wanting to paint it as he's just as bad as Joe, so you might as well vote for Joe. Something else I wanted to touch on before we get off of this and before we go is there are people that are in there that are getting in my comments, you know, because I did a video basically talking about what we're talking about right now, and they were like, "You're telling conspiracy theories, this and this and that," and I was like, "Well, then shit, maybe mainstream media is going to want to hire me then, because they've been doing that for years. They've been doing that since Trump got into office, decided he wanted to run, you know, with the Russia, you know, and everything else. It's just been propaganda and conspiracies left and right, and it's cost taxpayers millions upon millions of dollars, and it's just a bunch of bullshit, right? For anyone saying it's a conspiracy theory, for me to firmly believe that there are people that were entrusted to protect Donald Trump, for me to say that I think some of them, or at least one of them, was involved or aware, I think you're crazy if you don't believe that.
Yeah,
I really do. How is it that people there are screaming out that there's a shooter, there's a guy with a fucking weapon climbing a ladder and getting on the roof, and they just like, nah, don't worry about it, it's okay. The Secret Service. Look, I said it in a video. I talked to Gunner about this too in private. I'm from Santa Barbara. When Reagan was president, the Secret Service would go fan out a month ahead of time before he was coming back over here. They would go to restaurants, they would go to bars, they would go places, and they would just listen to the conversations around them to see is anybody talking about the president. So when you're putting, and I understand right now, while he's a former president, he's just a candidate. So maybe his security detail isn't as excessive as the current president. I get that, but that still doesn't mean you don't want to know why there's a dude over there with a rifle facing the guy campaigning, the former president.
Right there too, not way over there, but right there.
Yeah,
fucking they could. Everyone could see him.
And the Secret Service had their snipers up. Like, what are you looking at? Like, nobody's scanning anything. It's just strange, man.
So I wanted to touch on, just before we get off this topic, one thing that you said that I agree with, and I wanted to gauge you on this. It seems like everything that's happened in America in the last couple of years has been a debacle. When are we ever going to get something righteous where we say, you know what, there it is, man, that's what America is. Like America, you said they never want to look bad to any other country. And for decades, we've never, I mean, we've had a few things that have happened, but we're always one up on everybody, right? The debate, debacle. The Biden address, debacle. This, I mean, everything seems to be making us look weaker and weaker and weaker as a country. And these other countries thrive off that. You know, they thrive. Even if it's Biden tripping, they thrive off that. It just shows weakness, you know. We've always been where just perfect, you know. It's just getting crazier in the world now. And I think now's the time for people want change. And there's only one way to get it, man. You got to get out there and pay attention to what's going on around you. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll go ahead and I had one more topic, but we're already over 20 minutes in, and it's a topic that I don't really want to get into the whole cheese man, you know, and that was the lefty gunplay thing, the thing that they're trying to throw on him now. But we'll leave that alone. We both did videos on it today. Go ahead and check out our videos. Make sure you check out Gunner's 2 channels. Make sure you check out my 3 channels. Thank you guys for the support. Don't forget that we have memberships on every channel. Gunner and I are trying to figure out what we can do. We did once or twice in the past members only stuff. We caught a lot of heat. We're trying to make sure those of you that are supporting the channel through memberships every month, we're trying to make sure we do something for you, man.
Make it a little bit more interactive, you know.
Yeah. But with that said, we'll bring this one to a close. Thank you guys. Everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them. We're out of here.